everyone, welcome back to Velvet Moments. Under the dazzling stage lights, where the air was filled with deafening cheers and thousands of glowing light sticks painted the arena in soft waves of purple, there was one tiny moment between Jimin and Jungkook that somehow felt quieter than everything else around them. It lasted only a few seconds. But for ARMY it felt like time completely stopped. At first nothing seemed unusual. The members were surrounded by cameras, laughter and endless excitement from fans screaming their names. Jungkook casually looked around the stage, his expression relaxed as he listened to the chaos around him. Yet the second his eyes landed on Jimin, something shifted almost instantly. His face softened. Not dramatically. Not intentionally. Just naturally. The kind of soft expression that appears without thinking when someone precious suddenly enters your view. And somehow, even in the middle of all that noise, it felt like Jungkook's entire attention quietly drifted toward Jimin alone. Then came the moment that completely shattered ARMY's hearts. Jungkook slowly lifted his hand toward his chest, fingers brushing over the chrome heart accessory attached to his outfit. Under the bright stage lights, the silver heart sparkled beautifully, reflecting tiny flashes of light every time he touched it. But honestly, nobody was really looking at the accessory. They were looking at Jungkook. The way his fingers absent-mindedly played with the little heart almost felt teasing, like he wanted someone specific to notice it. And while doing it, he glanced toward Jimin with that impossibly soft smile, the shy, affectionate kind of smile that always seems to appear around him. It didn't feel performative. It didn't feel staged. It felt intimate in the most natural way possible. As if Jungkook had completely forgotten there were thousands of people watching. And then Jimin noticed. The second his eyes caught Jungkook touching the chrome heart, his entire focus shifted immediately. His gaze dropped toward Jungkook's chest with visible curiosity, and instead of simply glancing away like most people would, Jimin slowly leaned closer. And closer. As though nothing else around them existed anymore. Fans were already screaming at that point, but then Jimin did something that made the entire fandom collectively lose their minds. He reached over and gently tugged down Jungkook's vest just slightly, trying to get a better look at the little chrome heart resting against his chest. It was such a tiny gesture. Barely noticeable. Yet somehow unbelievably intimate. Because there was no hesitation between them at all. No awkwardness. No nervousness. Jimin moved closer so naturally, like touching Jungkook's clothes and entering his personal space was something completely familiar to him. And Jungkook, he simply let him. Comfortably. Effortlessly. Almost like he enjoyed having Jimin's full attention on him. Jungkook kept smiling softly the entire time, fingers still absent-mindedly playing with the chrome heart while Jimin leaned in beside him. And when their eyes briefly met afterward, they both broke into the kind of small laughter that feels private. The kind shared between two people who understand each other without needing words. That was the moment ARMY truly fell apart. Because it wasn't loud affection. It wasn't dramatic fan service. It was something much softer than that. Something quieter. The intimacy came from how natural it all looked. The way Jimin instinctively gravitated toward Jungkook without thinking. The way Jungkook relaxed completely the moment Jimin focused on him. The way their closeness looked less like something performed for cameras and more like a habit they had built over years of being each other's comfort. And honestly, that's exactly why the moment hit people so hard. There was something deeply tender about watching Jimin stare at Jungkook with open curiosity while Jungkook looked back at him with that shy little smile he never seems able to hide. For a few seconds, the massive stage, the cameras, and the screaming crowd almost disappeared into the background. It felt like watching two people accidentally create their own little world in the middle of chaos. ARMY immediately exploded online the second the clip began circulating. Fans replayed the interaction frame by frame, desperately trying to process every glance, every smile, every tiny movement. Some joked that Jimin and Jungkook had forgotten the cameras existed. Others admitted they felt like accidental third wheels watching such a personal interaction unfold in public. And honestly, that feeling made sense. Because there was something undeniably warm about the way Jimin looked at Jungkook in that moment. His expression carried the kind of fondness that cannot be forced. Soft, attentive, and instinctive. Meanwhile, Jungkook somehow made everything even worse for fans in the sweetest way possible. The second Jimin touched his vest, Jungkook's smile widened immediately. He looked shy for the briefest second, almost bashful under Jimin's attention, yet he never pulled away. is that he stayed close. Still smiling. Still glancing at Jimin like he was completely comfortable being that near to him. And maybe that's what makes Jikook moments feel so emotionally overwhelming to people. It's never just about physical closeness. It's about emotional safety, comfort, the quiet understanding between them. Because over the years, fans have noticed the same pattern again and again whenever Jimin and Jungkook are together. They instinctively search for each other in crowded spaces. Their expressions soften around one another. Even their silences somehow feel warm and full of meaning. And this moment became another unforgettable addition to that endless collection of tiny Jikook memories ARMY treasures so deeply. The most devastating part is that neither of them seemed aware of how romantic the interaction looked from the outside. To them it probably felt completely normal. Just another playful exchange. Another casual moment shared between two people who genuinely enjoy existing beside each other. But to everyone watching, it felt magical. Because somehow Jimin and Jungkook always manage to turn the smallest gestures into moments that stay in people's hearts forever. A glance suddenly feels loaded with emotion. A smile becomes unforgettable. A tiny touch lingers in your mind long after it's over. And fans notice something else too, the timing. The very second Jungkook started touching the chrome heart on his chest, Jimin's attention immediately shifted toward him as if pulled there automatically. It almost felt intentional, like Jungkook silently wanted Jimin to notice him. And of course, Jimin noticed instantly. That unspoken connection between them is exactly what continues to draw millions of people toward their interactions. They don't need dramatic displays or exaggerated affection. Sometimes all it takes is a tiny exchange lasting only seconds for the entire fandom to become emotional. Because their chemistry feels effortless. Safe. And maybe that's why moments like this stay with people for so long. Not because they are loud, but because they feel genuine. In the middle of flashing cameras, roaring crowds, and endless noise, Jimin and Jungkook somehow created one of the softest moments of the night with nothing more than a chrome heart, a slightly lowered vest, and the kind of quiet affection that cannot be faked. And once again, without even trying, they left ARMY completely breathless. And perhaps that's the beauty of moments like this. They remind us that sometimes the softest interactions leave the deepest impact. No grand words, no dramatic gestures. Just two souls sharing a quiet little moment in the middle of chaos, completely unaware that millions of hearts are melting while watching them. For ARMY, it wasn't simply about a chrome heart or a playful glance. It was about the warmth between Jimin and Jungkook that continues to feel so comforting, genuine, and beautifully effortless after all these years. And honestly, that's what makes Jikook moments unforgettable. Thank you for spending another soft and emotional moment with Velvet Moments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay with us for more heart-fluttering BTS stories that make every ARMY smile a little brighter. Until next time, keep your purple hearts warm and we'll see you in the next Velvet Moment. Purple Heart.